This is the video of the Titan submersible on the ocean floor, which had disappeared somewhere in 2023. On 18 June 2023 at 9:19 a.m., the Titan submersible is lowered into the North Atlantic Ocean to see the wreck of the famous unsinkable Titanic. 5 people sitting in it. It was going to be a very exciting expedition because he was going to experience the Titanic shipwreck at a depth of 3,800 meters with his own eyes for the first time, and also for the last time. Contact with Titan is lost after about 1.5 hours. What happened to Titan submersible, and sitting passengers in it alive or not? For the next 2 days, only these discussions were going on all over the world. After the search operation continued for 2 days, finally, a news comes that the search team finds some scattered parts of Titan, which were revealing that no one survived in the submersible. After the Titan submersible accident, now for the first time, new and official details have come to the fore. U.S. Coast Guards, after investigation, the conversation between Titan and the mothership Polar Prince standing above oceans has made public. Deep in the ocean depth, what conversations happening with the mothership between Titan? What did they see when Titan reached near the Titanic shipwreck? And what was the last message received by the mothership before the signal was broken? Welcome once again in the videos of informative World Watch viewers. For the first time, after 1.5 years of this incident, the U.S. Coast Guards has released the video of half the hull of Titan, which can be seen alone on the ocean floor at a depth of 3,775 meters. This appears to be the back part of the submersible, which means that touring, the one part that burst was actually the front part, but the 5 passengers were also sitting. In the second video released by the Coast Guards, the front part of the submersible is also shown, which is in a completely destroyed condition. Pieces of carbon fiber are seen scattered on the ocean floor. This proves that the front part of Titan was impaled by the pressure of the ocean. That is, the pressure of water first entered the front part, crashing the hull, and due to the same pressure, the back part got separated. Find this part at the bottom of the sea with a remote-controlled submersible. 3 days after contact was lost with Titan. This remote-controlled submersible, which was sent on June 2023 by Pelagic Research Services. Surprisingly, the one who had gone to see the wreck of Titanic found her own wreck, found lying at a distance just 1,600 feet from Titanic. But you will be surprised to know that 112 years ago, the first-class ticket of Titanic was only £150, which if converted into today's currency, becomes $4,300. And to see the wreck of the same Titanic, the passengers present in the Titan had bought these tickets in $105,000. When Titan was going into the dark depths of the Atlantic Ocean, it remained in contact with the Polar Prince standing above for 1.5 hours. A total of 3 tourists were present in the Titan submersible, among them a well-known businessman from Dubai and adventure sports. Apart from Hamish Harding, 2 members of the Pakistani family, Prince Dawood and his son Suleiman Dawood, were also included. Among the crew members, the man who piloted the Titan and the owner of OceanGate, Stockton Rush himself, was present. And finally, the expert of Titanic shipwreck, who had visited the site of the Titanic dozens of times, 77 years old, Paul Henry. After this accident, everyone wanted to know what happened at the bottom of the sea, due to which the Titan was imploded, because at the time when the contact with the Titan was lost, at that time, the underwater radars of the U.S. Navy detected a strange sound in the sea, which was an unnatural sound. There was a lot of confusion about this sound as to what is this sound, whether Titan has been attacked by any sea creature or not. Then it was some kind of SOS signal. This case was still going on, and people had not got the answers to the questions. Then, a news article comes out which was related to the past test of Titan submersible. It was told that work on Titan was going on in 2018. David Lockridge, OceanGate's Director of Operations, was fired by CEO Stockton Rush because he raised questions about the safety of the Titan. In fact, Titan was a submersible that Stockton Rush himself designed and developed. Its body was made exclusively of carbon fiber, and this material was not much tested and certified for deep-sea adventures. That is, it was an experimental submersible, and it was not certified by any department. David Lockridge told several times to OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush it was not safe for passengers, but he did not agree. Ultimately, when he was fired from his job, David published an engineering report in 2018, which described how a carbon fiber solution could be used for submersibles, cannot be safe for submersibles in 4,000 meters depth. The battle between the CEO of OceanGate and David continued in the court on this issue, the decision of which was not reached even at the time of Titan's accident. When this report came to the fore after the accident, it raised many questions on Titan's build, that when the submersible was in the experimental phase, how was it used for underwater tourism? Was there no body in the USA that controls such adventures? Meanwhile, another problem arose at OceanGate. Paul Henry Norjale, a crew member present in the Titan, who was also an expert on the Titanic shipwreck, his family suing the OceanGate for $50 million. He said Paul had seen 37 times the wreck of the Titanic, the most in the world, and there is hardly any person in the world who has so much knowledge about the famous Titanic shipwreck. It was told in the Lost Hood that OceanGate hid the mistakes made in its past from the public, due to which they killed their family member. The pressure from the court and media was increasing, and there was a dire need for a high-level inquiry as to what was the reason behind the explosion of the Titan, and who was responsible for it. Hence, the Transport Safety Board of Canada and the U.S. Marine Bureau in America launched a joint investigation in which, for the first time, such details regarding Titan came to light, which were earlier hidden by OceanGate. The investigation revealed that Titan was completely manufactured and assembled in January 2018, but the next month Titan was sent in Bahamas for testing, where it was struck by lightning during testing. At that time, Titan was underwater, only then it would be saved, but his hull was compromised due to this lightning strike. Even after this incident, Titan successfully touched the depth of 4,200 meters, where the sea pressure is 6,154 psi. For example, 1 square inch equals to 6,154 pounds, or the weight of a Hilux car when Titan reached 4,200 meters. When it passed the depth test, everyone thought that the carbon fiber solution was safe. But in the investigation, it was written that as per the industry standards, it was mandatory to test it by going 1.25 times deeper than the maximum depth that a submersible can go. This means that if the Titanic shipwreck is 3,800 meters below, then its testing should have been done at least up 4,750 meters, which was not performed. Not only this, but in 2019, the pilot identified a crack in the carbon fiber hull in the inner part of Titan, which was deliberately ignored. For the first time, the investigators have also released the animation of the launch of the Titan submersible till its explosion, in which the conversation between the mothership Polar Prince and Titan has been made public on 16 June 2023 at 9 a.m. After leaving the Canada port, Polar Prince traveled for 2 days and reached the point in the Atlantic Ocean where the Titanic shipwreck is located 3,800 meters below. On June 18th at 9:19 a.m., Titan is unloaded from Polar Prince during the journey to the bottom. Titan warned Polar Prince about its depth and location for a moment. Polar Prince was also getting the location of Titan, its speed of descent and depth automatically, but it was being confirmed in messages as Polar Prince said at 9:32 a.m., "Have you at 680 meters?" To which the Titan pilot replied, "Confirmed now at 9:36 a.m. Polar Prince asked, "What is your dive payload?" To which Titan replied, 1676. Similarly, their messages kept going on between themselves. At 9:50 a.m. asked on behalf of Polar Prince, "Do you see Polar Prince on your display?" But this time, there is no response from Titan. There was silence for next 20 minutes, but then at 10:13 a.m., a reply comes from Polar Prince saying that our chat settings had disappeared. After that, Paul Henry Norjale took over the chat and said, "All good here." At exactly 10:28 a.m., the depth of Titan was 2,774 meters, and at that time he told that it was present in the southeast of the Titanic bow section. which was Polar Prince, also acknowledged at 10:38 a.m. Polar Prince said, "Remember to write down the location and time when you deploy the Niskin bottle," on which Titan said that Niskin bottle is not here. Niskin bottle is a bottle with the help of which samples of the ocean floor are collected. A few minutes later, at 10:47 a.m., when Titan's depth was 3,346 meters. That is just 454 meters away from Titanic. Titan writes his last message. "We dropped 2 weights." Submersibles are equipped with weights, due to which they can go down in the water. When the speed of submersible has to be reduced, the weights are dropped one by one so that the speed of submersible can be reduced. As soon as this message was sent, Titan's contact with Polar Prince was lost, and from this time onwards, they would never have any contact. I hope you all will like and share this video of informative world watch. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.